19 years now. Spider Murphy's, I opened it when I was 26 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so the shop's been around a little over 16 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, kind of classic tattooing. So I was super influenced by just San Francisco maritime tattooing. You know, Ed Hardy was a huge influence on all of us that grew up in San Francisco. You know, American stuff from the 30s, kind of like Depression era tattooing. I don't know. I like that era of tattooing for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like too, that stuff, even though it's definitely got kind of like a, there's some delineation as to what it is. There's a little bit more freedom in it, whereas Japanese stuff, I do it, but I always kind of feel like really if you're doing a good job in Japanese, you're imitating something completely, and it's like really rule heavy, and you know, if you kind of get out there too much, to me it just starts to look comic booky and kind of dumb, you know, so it's nice. I think I like classic tattooing because there is a little bit of wiggle room to apply kind of new ideas or creativity, you know. I think probably someone that has an idea of something they want and also has chosen me because of, you know, the things they've seen that I've done, but then also gives me enough freedom to kind of not keep doing the same tattoo over and over and over again. I mean, I think initially probably Ed, and probably that was the reason I started tattooing, like about the Tattoo Time books in high school, and you know, and then after that, when I kind of started digging deeper, it was probably Owen Jansen and Zeiss and Big Warren Burchett and all those guys that were early tattooing. Yeah. There's one guy from New Zealand, and I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. I think it's Tupelo, or so. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Man, as far as like traditional stuff, I feel like he's kind of doing what Stuart does at the shop, but he has his own slant on it, and I don't hear people talk about him a lot. And I think he's for sure. Yeah, but you know, he gets a lot of attention. But that guy, I think, is really special, and probably not that many people really know about him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh God. I think probably to reach outside of tattooing for inspiration, because I think tattooers are so married to the internet now that they end up kind of just recreating watered down versions of things that they like and see, and that's like it's kind of a shame, you know. The rawness of tattooing is going away because of that. I think it's more and more homogenized, and I feel like the people that I always looked up to looked to outside sources, and so it wasn't two steps removed from that. There was like a little funk in it still, and I just feel like it's so slicked up now. So I would say like it's like the Rolling Stones wanted to sound like blues musicians. You know, if you want to sound like the Rolling Stones, you'd have to copy the blues guys. You wouldn't copy the Stones because it's one remove. You know, like it's just like. So you know, that would be the thing, I think, is to look at other things that are the source of what the things that you're interested in came from, as opposed to just copying the thing. You know? That's kind of a double-edged sword of a question, because with every positive thing that's happening in tattooing right now, there's like a negative impact too. So that's really a tough one for me to answer. I always have
that's fine.
No, I know. I mean, I just have mixed emotions about it. It's like, obviously it's great that it's become as popular as it has, and we're all making a good living, and it's like bigger than it's ever been. But the sad thing for me about it is the circus is getting sucked out of it more and more, and it is more and more homogenized and kind of like safe. And there's like, you know, when I got into tattooing, there were some real characters that really got into tattooing because they were complete outsiders, and because of that there was maybe more creative spirit in it. And I feel like now there's a lot of people that got into it because they're good artists, and you can't make a living as an artist anymore, and it's one way where people can make a living, and I don't fault anybody for that. I just think it's sad that the weirdos are less and less. You know, the weirdos are fewer and far between. You know, like I love the weirdo aspect of tattooing. I think it's important for tattooers so you don't do stupid tattoos. I mean, you know, but also that's a taste thing. There's a lot of things that I think are stupid and tacky that, you know, another guy's gonna think are great. And that's just like a personal choice. You know, I mean, I don't want to see any more like airbrushy chola girls with Day of the Dead makeup on them. You know, I don't want to see that or do it. And when I see other tattooers do it, I just think it's really fucking silly. But that's a taste thing, you know. It's not. It's like. There's people that do it great and whatever. Yeah. But I mean, I guess I'm educating. The one positive thing about like tattooing taking a turn the way it is, and being on television, and when they get good tattooers, like a guy like Chris Garber or something on TV, is that people see what's possible. So I will say, as far as mass media goes, we have more and more people come in the shop that kind of know already what could happen with tattooing, instead of thinking of it as like something that they pick off the wall or bringing you some horrible sticker, you know. And it's cool.
Googled it over and over again.
It's cool. People dig, and especially younger people do dig a little deeper now into the tradition of tattooing, so they already kind of know, you know. Yeah, it's cool. I just try and do good tattoos. I think that's the way to get back to kind of, there's so much, it has become so commercial in certain ways, and there are so many people that slick it up and do it in that way, that I kind of try and keep the funk in it and the freak show in it, at least in the artistic expression. And that's the way I always feel like I'm protecting it or giving back to it. It's just like keeping that alive.